Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Ms. Roberts? Yes. Motion carried. Thank you.
Okay, the only other thing I need is, motion to advertise it in the paper. We're gonna do the same thing we generally do. We pay for one, run one. So it will be April 26th at, North Ward, Nichols Fire Department, and Bullet East. And then we will be doing, May the 10th at Shepherdville, the old parking lot of the old high school here on 2nd Street, and, Lebanon Junction Elementary. And I just need the okay to put it in the paper.
I make a motion that you put this in the paper for advertising for cleanup days.
We have a motion and a second, and Ms. Brandon, will you please read the motion?
Ms. Mayor, the motion is to authorize Director Hatfield to advertise the cleanup days and the minor days.
Any questions or discussion on the motion? And Tammy, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Knight?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Ms. Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
And is it Carol?
Carol.
What's your last name?
Kennedy.
Kennedy. Carol, thank you for being here
Thank you all
to
very much.
represent your company and to answer the questions.
Thank you very much.
We look forward to working with you.
They had it last year, and did an excellent job, so we'll get everything. And Ms. Knox, I'll be talking with you again, mate. Thank you all. Any questions?
Thank you, Director, and thank you, Jailer Knox, and thank you, Ms. Kennedy.
Thank you all.
Director Rudy Hawkins, is Rudy here? Let's go and get through this. And Mr. I want to pay the YMCA and the boards in just a few minutes, because they've been sitting there a long time. Let's get through the directors first. Director Jenny Miller. Assistant Director Ed Etherton. Mark Gardner, Director. And Mike Howell, Director of, no, he's the Judicial Center Maintenance Supervisor. Supervisor Howell, good morning.
Good morning, Judge. Before I get to what I have to bring to court today, I'd like to pass along at the last court meeting, you guys approved a pump unit repair. And today you have a very happy Catherine Circuit Judge. I'm very appreciative of that because some days she's cold and some days she's hot and she likes it to work. So just like to pass it on. What I have here for you today, almost on the floor, is another little project on our lovely building across the street here, which both county people should be very proud of. It is a nice building. It's just a very large building to maintain. We have some issues with the door on the front of this building. That building, of all the county buildings we have here, that door is open probably 30,000 times a day. And as you can tell in the barn, it will just fall off eventually, and we kind of have that going on in this building. Now, since my coming on board with the county, we put about $400 in these doors having them repaired. This little alleyway here is kind of like tornado alley. The wind's at 15 miles an hour on top of a 5-foot porch that we have in front of this building. Those winds increase to, get some maintenance fix this one. Those winds increase to 25, 30 mile an hour. And when we have family court day on Wednesdays, that door, I don't know how many times a day it's open, but when the wind catches the door that swings out, both doors have to swing out because of fire regulations. But when that door on that side swings out and the wind catches it, it rips the hinges almost every lock. So we addressed it by having 3 different door companies come out, they make adjustments, they put some new hinges on it, and they do the best they can. It's gotten to the point now, behind you is a door with a hydraulic arm on it, so we have one of those. We have the stiffest arm that we put on there that we can get. What I would like to see done is arms put on that are pneumatically or not pneumatically, they're hydraulic arms like we just had a year ago put on the annex building there. Mark Gardner presented to you that Stanley came out and gave us a quote of whatever it was, I'm not sure. But I had them look at our doors, and I've had quotes for automated doors, like when you walk into Kroger's, they automatically open. I've looked at doors in various different ways. We go from $38,000 doors to $8,000 doors. We can solve our problem with these doors over here. What we have, my understanding is that's the second set of doors that we've had put on this building. The first one didn't have windows, or somebody didn't like them, I don't know what to do with this. But with the wind being an issue, we really need some stability to those doors. Now Stanley has come out and given me a quote to put on pneumatic or hydraulic arms. They're good for 30-mile-an-hour winds. Okay, that's basically when you open it up, it'll hold up under a 30-mile-an-hour wind. As a backup precaution, for years we've gone into supermarkets and stores that have doors that swing out. You always notice a little handrail. Looks like a handrail behind that door. That's really not a handrail. That's actually a protector for that door. So if that hinge was to ever break or get ripped off, or somebody didn't make the right judgment, all they think is they can come out and swing the door, that rail is there as a protection to keep from ripping the hinges and hydraulic arms off. This quote they gave me, making both of the doors automated doors. One of the doors, the exit door, is going to be set up so when you hit it, it'll automatically start to swing open. The exact same thing we had put on the annex building. The other one has a handicap accessible arm, which by the three companies I had come out, the arm that we have there now is kind of like the lower end of any type of arm you can put on. So we would be upgrading to these Magic Force hydraulic arms, and they'll be good to a 30-mile-an-hour wind. Plus we will be, they would install two little, they're 30 inches high, they come out so many inches, there's regulations because of handicap stuff that they have to be, but it'll keep our doors from being ripped off the hinges. It's not going to be long, probably the spring coming or summer coming, it will probably have plywood up there if it won't be long. So, the repairs have been made on that aluminum track so many times, the center bar can no longer be rebolted. The holes, the doors get slammed and the holes are walled out, and it's just beyond repair now in that center bar. They can make the repair, but if we don't do something to the doors, it's going to happen continuously over and over and over. So this quote that Stanley has given me is for $4,551.28. That is to make both doors hydraulic doors. Plus the little rails that will be on the outside. These things will be on the porch. They'll be visible. You can't put a toe stop or something down because it's an issue. Somebody can trip over. Those little rails are up to code that you can put them there with 28, 30 inches high and come out the same from the door frame itself, and it's anchored to a concrete pad as well. And they work, from past year, they work really well on the fence.
So that's 4551. Both doors.
It covers both doors.
Installation and
Installation and
walkway prices.
walk-away price. That replaces for what they call a forever hinge. If you look at any door, you have a top, middle, and bottom hinge. A forever hinge runs from the top all the way to the bottom, which is a much better design hinge. That's including the forever hinge is put on this.
Now, are they actually replacing the door, frame, and everything?
No.
Or just the hinge works?
The hinge work itself. They'll take the three hinges off and they'll put it into the covers from top to bottom. And it anchors about the same way any hinge does, except it's called a forever hinge. And so the frame of the door, 80.5 inches. And that'll be on both sides as well. And one door on the exit door, it's not a hydraulic door now, it just has a little arm like this one. This one, the new one will have the Magic Force arm, which once you hit it to open, it will automatically start to open. And it will close, even in the current market. What we have now, we have people that go in and out of the area on weekends, and we have a big issue with the doors not being locked. If they walk out and they lock it, and they think it's locked, but it's actually not locked. So they're high volume traffic. So when we get a lot of people, we get two in one. On rainy days, we lock the exit door, because still attached to the building. So I would like to approve the 5128, hinges, and arms, and complete installations.
How soon could they do this?
They have a 6-week, 4 to 6 week time on delivery. 4 to 6 weeks. We do not stock on it. What they carry is what the logo over there, that's a stock on it. These things are not stock. With Stanley, two of the other door companies that I had come out, they recommended the standard for these networks. Since I'm standing here, that's where we're at. That's what I would like to put to the field and prove that everything's going on. Don't say we're not doing a lot of the job. We're trying on the side. I don't have a choice. So that door goes anyway. I feel it's going to please. It goes. I have to put something to close it.
I understand that you got more than one bid, or not?
No, I do not have more than one bid. I have more than one company come out and look at these situations. We have doors, et cetera. We have large stores. We have stands. Everybody coming out. Two of the other companies actually go stands because of this magic switch. They get to listen to the Cadillac or well, no, they could get it, but they would bid basically what we have now, they just put a new on. We just need,
I make a motion, we accept this bid from Stanley for 455128.
Thank you, Magistrate. Is there a second? Thank you, Magistrate. Ms. Grant, will you read the motion, please?
If the motion is to accept the bid from Stanley Company for front door repair on the judicial center at $4,000
Any questions or comments about the motion? Hearing none, Ms. Grant, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Mr. Drawers?
Yes.
Motion carries.
thank you. That's all I have. Anything else? Now, please.
Thank you, Supervisor Hal. Appreciate your expertise. Let's get Gene Muller ready to come on up and then we're going to have the chamber executive director and the representative of the Force Call by the we're going to change our agenda to add and start considering their way.
We had a public hearing this morning on the Land Water Conservation Fund grant. The notice ran in the Pioneer News on Monday, March 17th. We had 17 people in attendance, and all 17 support the project per the project concurrence forms that they filled out. It's basically the same grant as last year. It would require a $75,000 matching fund, which was in the budget for last year. This is the second time we've applied for the grant, and the only difference in the budget and the scope of the project is we've done some additional work getting letters of support from Brett Guthrie's office and some of our other elected officials. So, are there any questions about the project? It's for those that weren't at the public hearing, it's to remodel the restrooms at the Maryville pool behind Maryville Elementary in Hillview Pioneer Village area, and and to remodel the restrooms at the Mount Washington Pool, which is beside Crossroads Elementary School, and between Mount Washington Middle School and Crossroads Elementary, and bring those restrooms into compliance with ADA guidelines, and also to add spray features at both schools, similar to what was done at Shepherd's Pool 3 years ago.
Is action requested, Jenny?
Yes, there's a resolution in your all's packets that we're requesting action on, so we can move forward. with
Action on the
meeting.
resolution. The actions requested on the resolution.
There's a copy of the resolution in your guys' packet. If there's any questions, it's basically the same resolution as last year, same rate as last year, same rate as last year.
What would be the next resolution?
It would be 14-03.
This is the Land and Water Conservation Fund 2014 grant application. Resolution 14-03. Whereas the Boulder County Fiscal Court proposes to renovate recreational resources to provide for the health and well-being of the general public, and whereas the Boulder County Fiscal Court intends to make application to the Department of Local Government for assistance under the Land and Water Conservation Fund Act of 1965. And whereas the Land and Water Conservation Fund is limited to funding a maximum of 50% of the proposed project costs estimated at $150,000. Now therefore be it resolved that the Boulder County Fiscal Court holds in reserve 50% of the proposed project costs for the purpose of matching the Land and Water Conservation Fund assistance, and be it further resolved that in the event a grant is awarded, the Boulder County Fiscal Court understands that it will provide assurances to comply with all applicable federal and state laws, rules, and regulations, especially Title VI of the Civil Rights Act and Section 504 of the 1973 Rehabilitation Act.
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 1403.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Ms. Brandon, will you read the motion?
Yes, the motion is to adopt resolution 14-03 concerning the Land and Water Conservation Fund 2014 grant.
Thank you. Any questions or discussion? And Ms. Brandon, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft? Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Blackwell?
Yes.
Mr. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Court.
Thank you, Judith. I'm going to change the agenda around just a little bit. Come on up here, Executive Director, Steph, and with these houses,
Casey Hammond.
Casey
Hammond.
Hannah is the Burnham Horse. This is number 6 under new business. Action is requested for Ladies Meeting at 295 North Butler Street. Good morning, Mrs. Steph.
Good morning. Thank you so much to Judge Becky Roberts and Fiscal Board of Magistrates for inviting us today. I'm Jenny Eastep with the Board County Chamber of Commerce, and I'd like to present and thank Casey Hammond with Burnham Forest. He is getting ready to talk about some really exciting landscaping on the street. So I'll hand it over to Mr. Hammond.
Hello, thank you Judge Executive Roberts, and thank you Fiscal Court Magistrates for having us today. My name is Casey Hammond, and I am a horticulturalist at Bernheim Arboretum. I also hold the titles as a certified Kentucky nurseryman and a certified arborist. Bernheim Arboretum's mission statement is to connect people with nature, and a part of that mission statement is what we call actions beyond our borders, which we as Burnham employees volunteer our time to go out within the community to help our community within our borders. And what got me started thinking about the landscape at the Bullitt County Chamber of Commerce was through our Bullitt County signature trees, and which we place signature trees throughout the community of Bullitt County. And when I started putting in a tree at the Bullitt County Chamber of Commerce, I noticed that the landscape needed a little help. So basically, I talked to Jenny and let her know that I would volunteer some of my time to bring in, to donate some mulch and to donate some plants and to donate my time to beautify the Bullitt County Chamber of Commerce. Now, that is the only thing I can do right now. I have no other obligations outside of putting in the landscape, which I probably will come back over here and there every once in a while to check on, to make sure it's okay. But what we're planning on doing is to donate some mulch and donate some plants and donate some rocks, because we do know that the business community comes through Bullitt County Chamber of Commerce, and we want to make sure that when they come and see Bullitt County, they get a beautiful landscape along with great people to work with. So that's what I have to say. And if you have any questions?
I think we just need to give our blessing, and I don't think that this court will deny such a wonderful partnership that's not costing any money at all, other than liabilities and meetings or anything, any reason why we should not. How many of this?
Like I said, after I install, I have no other obligations outside of that, just because there's such a small staff at Bernheim. But this is something that we can do for Bullitt County to help out. So, and help the county.
I'll make a motion that the partnership between Bullitt County Fiscal Court and Bernheim Floors and the Chamber of Commerce and CASA, because CASA's housed in that building. Is there any other entity? The corner, and Bullitt Corner. This partnership will allow the landscaping of the building without any cost to the fiscal court. Without any obligation or any cost to the fiscal court.
This all products will be donated.
That is so nice. And for the record, now you have to put that in there. That is very
You're welcome.
generous. It's wonderful to see partnerships and teamwork and working together and trying to beautify Bullitt County. Wonderful. I'm excited when you do.
Oh, I'm excited too. I can't wait.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, right?
I'll second.
Okay. We have now, let's read the motion. Karen, you can read the motion.
The motion is for a partnership between Bernheim Fiscal Court and Chamber of Commerce, also in the coroner's office, to allow landscaping of the building at 295 Old Franklin Street without any cost or obligation to the fiscal court.
Is it one? Yeah, is that Bruce? Yeah, well, I'll make sure that.
Just one question, they're gonna be widening that road, is this gonna be in front, or you don't wanna put it in and tear it out?
No, I mean, I don't know how far they're gonna come in, but we're not going more than, say, probably about 3 feet, 4 feet out.
Well, like I said, I don't know, they bought some right of ways up through there, and
Okay.
I do not know where they go to on that building, but that's no, I just don't want you to beautify something, then later they tear it out.
That's what I'm saying.
Mr. Duffy, are you familiar, do you know if that will encompass that building,
No,
the widening of 61? Okay. That's a good question,
That is a good
Bruce.
question, and it would be nice if I could find out how far you are gonna be coming up to the front of that door.
Go ahead, Jerry.
That's a few years out.
Thank you, Jerry. A few years out before it's going to get all the way to Shepherdsville. Would that be phase 2?
Okay.
So it looks like we're okay right now.
Okay, and if anything changes, please let me know, because I'll be more than happy to make adjustments to whatever I have to make.
Yeah, I'll do the best I can with informing you of things of that nature. The spikes and challenges that I have with the situation.
We're gonna make it look nice.
Okay. Oh, I know you are. Okay, so the motion is, any other questions you have here?
I just had one, I think it's a great idea, but do we have anybody that's gonna maintain it?
No, that's the question, who is gonna maintain it? Because we are such a small staff that we will, I mean, I can stop by every once in a while to give a look at it, because I mean, it's something that I'm gonna install myself, so I have a little pride in it. And, I will at least stop by and take a look at it every once in a while. However, who's gonna be pulling the weeds, now that's another question. So,
Yeah, no, water it, whatever, they just keep it looking nice.
The chamber and CASA, we are helping, Bernheim with the landscaping, so we'll be going with the plant that we're gonna go in, the leaves, they're gonna have to out. We're not as good at Bernheim as probably maintaining, but we're gonna do the best that we can, and we will respect what you all are doing for us, and we'll do our best to continue that. We'll grow our leaves on.
Any questions from the court? Okay. And the motion is on the floor, so Ms. Brown, you may call the roll.
Ms. Astroff?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Brightcroft?
Yes.
Ms. Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. Thank you, Casey, and Jenny, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Let's pick it up, number one, under new business. Under old business. Number one, old business, first reading of ordinance 14-04 regarding ABC regulations. Attorney, would you like to do the reading, the first reading?
Well, I think just before we can get there, I've got to figure, I brought 3 versions with me today. Because I've been contacted by multiple members of Fiscal Court. And the 3 versions I bought, all are all in section 8. One has the ordinance that we do not deal with or address prohibiting alcohol on election day, and we keep the state law. The other one is we restrict from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on election day. And the third version is that we prohibit it all day long from 12:01 to 11:59. And I have no idea which version you all want. That's why I brought copies to give you whichever one you say.
Okay, thank you, County Attorney, Magistrates.
Let's go with the first version of it, that we just leave it about the state law. Is that what you mentioned?
Yes.
First.
Make a motion.
I will, but that's what I would like to do. Okay, I make a motion then to leave it as the state law dictates.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, and we'll have Ms. Branham read the motion.
The motion is to read the first version of the ordinance that leaves the state, sorry, I haven't got it all typed out yet. It will leave the state, as the state law dictates on alcohol sales on election day.
Well, go ahead and finish it. Go ahead and have it up there.
So that's leaving it where it is right now, right, Monica?
Yeah, I'm just trying to confuse myself, because I got 3 copies and 15 copies of each.
Okay, was there a motion?
Yes, the motion is to keep the ordinance as is, which allows for alcohol sales on election day for our current state law.
Okay, so now we have to have 2 readings. No, we don't have to have 2 readings.
Yes.
Okay, so now that we're keeping this one,
We have a vote on it.
yeah, we're gonna vote on it. Now that we've chosen the ordinance we want, we can't enact it until we have 2 readings.
We're gonna have the first reading today on the version that adopts state law, which does not have a prohibition for the sale of alcohol on election day.
Right, well, let's go ahead
I've got 1 extra copy.
let's go ahead and pass this motion, or run this motion.
Read the ordinance, right?
Well, wait a minute, this is, hold on, let's get this motion, because this is, we're choosing this one, not that we're enacting it. Go ahead, Ms. Brandon, read the motion. Or, I'm sorry, call the roll.
Ms. Ashcroft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Now, that does not mean we've accepted this ordinance, this is just the first, we've just chosen one out of three. Now, the county attorney's going to do the first reading on it, and then we'll have the official vote at the next fiscal court meeting.
You got it.
I'll make sure everybody's clear.
Ordinance number 1404, an ordinance amending ordinance 83-03, reaffirming and imposing a license fee upon certain businesses, occupation, and trades, trafficking in permitted alcoholic beverages within Bullitt County. Be it ordained by the fiscal court of the County of Bullitt, Commonwealth of Kentucky, in summary, number 1 sets forth that persons lawfully selling or trafficking in alcoholic beverages shall obtain an annual license from the Bullitt County Clerk. Number 2 sets forth the definitions of person. Number 3 sets forth that revenue derived from the payment of license fees shall be paid into the general fund of the county. Number 4 sets forth that the license fees shall be paid annually on or before July 1st. Further sets forth that persons engaged in the sale of or trafficking in alcoholic beverages for the part of a year may pay a prorated fee. Number 5 sets forth that the fees of each type of license, instead fees range from $25 to $400. Number 6 sets forth that the amount paid to any city within Bullitt County as a license fee for the same privilege may be credited against the county fee. Number 7 sets forth that KRS Chapter 243 and regulations promulgated thereunder shall control as to the type of license a particular person must acquire. Number 8 sets forth that this ordinance shall take effect upon publication, and the prorating of license fees shall begin with and include the month of April 2014. Number 9 sets forth that if any provision of this ordinance is deemed unconstitutional or invalid for any reason by a court of competent jurisdiction, that such provisions may be deemed a separate provision, and such shall not affect the validity of the remaining provisions of this ordinance. Number 10 sets forth that all inconsistent ordinances and resolutions are hereby repealed. Given first reading at the regular meeting of the fiscal court of Bullitt County on the first day of April 2014, and set for a second reading at the regular meeting of the fiscal court of Bullitt County on the 15th day of April 2014.
Thank you, County Attorney Robinson. Okay, the next reading is set for April 15, 2014. Moving on. Number 2, under old business. This is concerning the collateral security agreement with PBI Bank, and our Deputy Judge Cranoff she'll comment on this.
Mr. Whitehouse was supposed to have been here today for PDI, he called me yesterday, and decided to be here. I called Mr. Ricky, and he's out of town, so they should be here, and then so we have to adjourn Mr. Whitehouse.
Thank you, Deputy Judge, for pursuing this and trying to get a solution. All right. Under new business, I'll make a motion to appoint Robert Flynn to the Mount Washington Fire Protection Board. He will complete retiree Tom Wick's term, which expires June the 30th, 2015. Do I hear a second?
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Magistrate. Ms. Brown, read the motion, please.
The motion is to appoint Mr. Robert Flynn to the Mount Washington Fire Protection Board. He will complete retiree on his term, which expires June 30th, 2015.
Thank you. Any questions or discussion? Ms. Brandon, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcroft? Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Number 2, action is requested on drug testing facility. Deputy Judge, you have any comments on this?
Yes, ma'am, I've tried to keep most of you in the loop through emails, but as you all know, the Park Point Labs is closed. One of the facility that we would use for our employee drug testing, the site Kroger, they closed. So I'm just asking if we can start doing our drug testing at Baptist Workers, which is on Valley Road. It's a lot further than I would like it to electricity that is going to be used before we start using ARC plate. They don't require a contract, we're not locked into any terms, so if another facility came into the county, we can use them at any time.
Do we need that in the form of a motion? I'll make a motion that we accept Baptist Works to do our drug testing.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. Brown, will you read the motion?
The motion is to accept Baptist Works as the county drug testing facility.
Any questions or discussion?
It was $25 per test.
Is that about what you paid before?
It's more than what we paid before, but our certification requirements have changed, and we have to test a lot more drugs, which require that we have that alcohol testing for all pre-employment. So we're for our certification, the testing requirements change, that's the reason why we chose this test.
So the motion is to accept Baptist Works as the county drug testing facility at $45 per test.
Okay.
Is that normally paid by the county?
Yes.
And especially the fees, including that in the motion, we have locked the price at $45 per test. But if next week we find out they're charging $49 or $50%, we can't vote against that price. So,
Now, look at it again and do the motion. Not correct.
that would, I would think that would be that, yes, we have to address it again down the road. Anyway, if you say 45 and they raise it, you can go over 45. Well, it's not up to me.
I would say let's take, rise our hands from getting someone drug tested and you've got to wait 2 weeks. That may not be business. You know,
I took that out, so we'll just be a motion to accept Baptist Works as the county drug testing.
Any questions or discussion? Any more questions or discussion on the motion? Ms. Brown, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Ms. Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Number 3, under new business, action is requested on FEMA lease. Who is this in the future? You want to read it? Okay. You want to read it?
This lease is for George and Laura Martin, who live at 514 Springhouse Lane, Louisville, 429. And the property is located at 581 Sampson Road, Shepherdsville. The system lots number 218 and 219 for 1 year.
Thank you. Do you have any motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the lease.
I'll second that motion. We have a motion and a second, and Ms. Brandon, will you read that motion? I'll give you a second.
The
discussion on the motion? Ms. Brandon, may call the roll.
Ms. Ashball?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes. Number 4, under new business, presentation of Plum Creek Watershed Conservancy District's 2014/2015 budget. We just need to present this, correct, Bridget, Judge? Okay, so, I forgot the wordage. Okay, do you want to accept this document as a record? We covered 5 and 6, we covered 7 and 8, and what we have 2 speakers, which are Jimmy and Casey, and Sandy Hicks.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, okay, thank you. And that's all who signed up to speak. Any other comments out there? Hearing none, Magistrate, do you want executive session?
It was the executive session under KRS 61-10, paragraph 1, subparagraph C, discussion of proposed or pending litigation against or on behalf of the public agency. I make a motion to that effect.
I didn't hear a second. We have a motion and a second, and it's to go into executive session. Ms. Brandon, you want to read that motion?
The motion is to go into executive session for KRS 61.18.1C, concerning pending litigation.
Thank you. And any questions or discussion? Ms. Brandon, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashball?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Carried. Not quite, but I'll make it all.
Put some big boots up to stop the flow.
Nobody in here, this is just blowing.
I don't know about the golf course back there.
No, I think it's,
Compile.
I'm not sure.
Monica and John.
They got derailed.
Well, I think they're talking. They're discussing again.
Make a motion to go back into business.
Okay, I make a motion to, oh, I'm sorry, Ruth, did you say that? I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to go back into open session. Ms. Brandon, any questions or discussion? And Ms. Brandon, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashball?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, and do we need to say anything?
No action.
No. All right, well, magistrate say that.
No action was taken while we were in the executive session. Oh, are we ready? Are we done here?
Yes.
Everybody? Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second the motion. I'm hungry.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Any questions or discussion on that motion? And hearing none, Ms. Brandon, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashball?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Westfall?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.